Hi, it's January 17th, Saturday of Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend, and my second 2026 Watercolor a Day video. I've been participating in a watercolor group that's following Andrea Nelson's 60-day 30 journal painting prompts, and I haven't followed exactly. Her tutorials are very much for beginners, but they make good inspiration. So one of the first ones that I did with the group, she had a polar bear. I based mine on a picture of a polar bear I took at the Portland, Oregon Zoo, and then tried to create my own background. After that, a friend of mine from Cody, Wyoming posted a picture of one of our favorite areas around there, the Red Hill over Newton Lake. I almost said Immigrant because that was the lake when I lived in Ashland, Oregon, but Immigrant Lake in Ashland, Newton Lake at Cody, Wyoming. This is right outside of Cody with the Red Hill behind it and mountains in the Park County Rocky Mountain Range behind that. And this is partly my imagination, partly a picture that I saw posted of a snow-covered stone arch bridge at sunset time. And Andrea Newton's challenge, she did her polar bear on one page of her journal, and on the next page she did an owl in a tree with a crown. So I tried to do a picture of one of the black bears, like where I grew up in Wyoming, and my horned owl ended up looking almost as big as the bear, but you know, we'll just assume that that bear's a lot further away than the owl. And it reminded me of a Kenny Loggins song that says, Winnie the Pooh didn't know what to do, so he went to Owl asking hope and advice. And I used to sing that to the boys when they were babies 30 years ago. But I didn't know at the time that Kenny Loggins was only like 17 when he wrote that song. I love it. This is not a good picture, but I got to share all of them. I was trying to paint my own portrait down by the beach, painting a watercolor painting of the sunset by Crescent City at South Beach. And yeah, I said, this is actually the zombie grandma. The thing is, in my head, I've always been a redhead, and I'm not a redhead anymore. But this isn't exactly gray either. And I don't know what, it was straight as a pin, but as it's gotten coarser, it started to get not curly exactly, although it did remind me that when I was little, when we'd go to visit my grandma's family in Illinois, where it was a lot more humid than Wyoming, my hair would turn curly. So I haven't had curls since I was about 3, and now I'm almost 63. And suddenly I'm waving. I hope it's not waving goodbye. Then I was painting koi yesterday, and I thought this came out really well. It's based on the photograph from the free reference photo page on Facebook. And I love the movement in it. But then a friend of mine who I met on the National Novel Writing site, and she's a poet, wonderful poet named Kimberly LaRocca. And she had posted a picture of a koi pond in a very, very cold pond with icicles hanging behind it. And she said the koi were actually dormant, but she gave me permission to paint from that photograph that she took. So there's about a third of it that's the stone wall and the icicles from the fountain. Then the deeper, darker part of the pool that is in the shadow of the wall, and some sky reflections. And that I did this morning. So that's where I'm at for this video. I gotta admit, I was hoping 2026 would start a lot calmer and happier. It's having some issues with it, but I hope to see some of the beauty that I know this world has in it, and some of the love that I have experienced in most of the people I've ever met in my life, because I still believe that this is a good life and a world with a lot of potential for happiness. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.